Hi everyone, this video is gonna be a bit more than the average 2 minutes, so if it gets boring, which is not gonna happen, but if it does, quit at any time, but don't forget to click like. Thanks. What I wanted to share with you is something that you all know if you watch the news. Israel is once again under a massive rocket attack. And this is something that happens, yearly. So, unfortunately, we get used to that, if you can even say this. Ask me, what is the solution? Everyone that knows me, everyone that came on tours with me, everyone that participated in Zoom meetings with me knows that this is much bigger than our politicians or their politicians or your politicians. It is way beyond that. If you try to understand the story of the Jewish people, if you try to understand the miracles of God and how God assembled his people back in the land that he has granted them already 4,000 years ago, how did the Jews survive all the persecutions, the Inquisition, the expulsion, the Holocaust, and it's just more than a miracle. It is divine. There's no any other way to explain that. Now, after you realize it's a divine thing and not a man thing, you also understand this is not a solvable situation. Why? Because God says so. Read the Bible. It's all there. So clear. It's between Isaac and Ishmael. These are the seeds planted back then, telling us that there's going to be another one. And this one is big scale, end-time war. The people of Isaac and the people of Ishmael. People, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. That is why, as I said, not politicians or anyone like that will solve or make another path. That's not what God has chosen to do. So no matter how it goes, how it winds up, doesn't matter. It will eventually lead to that war that we all know is coming. Now, along the way, you can understand the hatred, the frustration when two cultures get so close to each other. When the Jews are not in the Middle East, and unfortunately there were centuries that most of the Jewish people were not here. Back then, it was all Muslims, Arabs, same language, same culture, usually not a problem. But look, God brought his people back to the land that he has promised them. And see what happens. The same land that was occupied by Arab Muslims, that there was nothing growing. It was all desert, all of it almost. Now the Jews are coming. They're cultivating the land. They risk their lives here. They die in malaria and cholera and Arabs who attack them all the time. But they insist. They know why they're here. This is called Zionism. The passion to return back to Zion. And when you guys came to Israel, I'm talking to those of you that have been to Israel, you drove with me and you saw the beautiful areas over here, the cultivated areas, the greenhouses, how the Jewish people turned this desert to one of the most amazing places for agriculture in the world. People from all over the world, in particular America and Africa, come here to learn how we do agriculture in these very hostile conditions. I mean, let's face it, it's hot here, super hot, most of the year. The terrain is rocky terrain. I mean, you have to work really hard to achieve what the Jews have achieved here in the last 130 years. But it's not only that. High technology, medicine, Nobel Prize winners. When our neighbors are looking and seeing all the achievements of the Jewish people, how the Jews have advanced to the top of the pyramid, and how they stayed way, way behind. That leads to jealousy. Jealousy leads to hatred, and eventually, as we said, the inevitable. Don't worry, God is on our side. I always say, 1 plus God is majority. Take care.